Watching a special live broadcast here on SABC News Channel, President Cyril Ramaphosa making an announcement to the nation earlier on some of the easing of conditions during lockdown for COVID-19, really emphasizing the need for lockdown, saying that it has paid off, but it cannot be an abrupt end to these strict measures, speaking about a risk-adjusted strategy for economic activity and taking us through the 5 levels on which this is based. Let's get political party reaction to the announcement. We on the line now to ANC National Spokesperson Pule Mabe to talk a little bit more about this. Mr. Mabe, a very good evening to you. Thank you so much for speaking to us. Your reaction first to the announcement made by the President.
Evening, Ostepiso, and evening to the viewers. We do welcome the announcement made by the President, placing the lives of the people of South Africa first beyond any other. We also believe that the stages through which the lockdown is going to be eased is necessary to allow us as a country to effectively combat and decisively deal with the spread of the coronavirus within our shores. It shows a responsible government that is willing and ready to do everything else to safeguard lives. It also shows that, as the President has indicated, that the easing of the lockdown in this way, including having had a national lockdown, has effectively allowed government to attend to a number of issues, including dealing with our own infrastructure requirements, addressing the health needs of the Republic. You have also seen the Minister of Health has also been hard at work, making sure that the screening and testing of our people out there is also massified. There has been emphasis as well for our people to continue adhering to all of the precautions that governments shall have pronounced on.
And we're showing our viewers there just a summary of the alert levels that the President mentioned. But he did mention the importance of balancing lives and livelihoods, but gave very little detail, saying that that is up to the ministers. Is he buying time?
Well, with the announcement that he made earlier in the week and spoke again today, this effectively reflects a president who is ready and willing to take all of the citizens of the Republic of South Africa in his own confidence. I don't think it's about buying time. It is about making sure that our people have got full appreciation of all of the details that have got to do with these easing measures. This is one moment where all of us are expected to have an appreciation of the work that government has to do. But all of us are also expected to support all of these efforts, especially because they are meant to save lives and make sure that when we return to normality, all of us have adapted to this new normal.
Let's talk about that effort. Obviously, it belies some kind of strategy, and strategy would then suggest some forward-thinking, some forethought on which industries would help ease the economy faster. I want to talk about the criteria that businesses would have to satisfy in order to apply for their businesses being open. Do you have an inkling? Has that been discussed, especially within the ANC quarters?
Well, on a matter such as this, you would expect cabinet to take the lead, because as the President has rightly stated, it has got to be evidence-based. Whatever measures that they undertake on the ground have got to be informed by science, but also the willingness of industry. The President said that industry, business, has got to also put forward plans on how they are going to conform with what is required post the lockdown. So it is necessary that there is greater compliance, even from amongst industry, because we all need to be seen doing the things that are necessary to save the lives of South Africans, but also safeguard and assure young ones that they will still have a future in our country.
But there has to be some thinking as to which sectors most contribute to the economy. So let's look at manufacturing, for instance. This as a conversation that has been raised time and time again. What would your own suggestions be as the ANC?
Well, of course, I mean, you would have to look broadly at those industries that create jobs, especially within what you call the essential area of service, on the things that are required for COVID-19 or to respond to the measures. you would know that some of these industries, even in the manufacturing space, have even begun repurposing their own activities so that they are able to adapt, adjust, but also find themselves playing a more constructive role in helping government to respond to this. The president has already said that a number of our SMMEs and other manufacturing entities in the manufacturing space, especially in the textile space, are already doing a lot, especially since there was an announcement by the Minister of Health that people can start even using cloth masks. That is now going to become the new normal when we start easing the lockdown. It means that there's got to be capacity from across provinces to be able to provide these essential goods that are going to be allowed to help our people to be able to conduct and carry themselves under this lockdown-eased conditions.
Let's talk about the conditions. The UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres saying earlier on that humanity has to be at the center of any interventions taken. So if we're talking about opening the mines, should we have maybe further restrictions lifted on the operating of courts, because the courts aren't completely closed? People still have access to that, but perhaps should there be more services within the criminal justice system that are relaxed?
Well, clearly, so all of these different sectors of our economy will be expected, as announced, to put forward their own plans in terms of how they are going to effectively run their operations under these conditions. Make sure that there are precautionary measures taken to protect lives, even where economic activity is taking place. That is the expectation. The president has even said that they too could also make submissions for gazetting purposes, so that their own desires, because the government of the people of South Africa is one that is consultative, allows people to deposit their views, and gives them a fair chance to appreciate that measures that have been put in place are not meant to create constraints, but they are meant to respond to an extraordinary situation.